Today is the war of the minds. There are two minds that we fight with inside ourselves. The number one problem is that this war has got to be fought by you. Other people look for preachers to do it. People go to psychologists, doctors. They try to get medicine. But this war is a war that every man must fight. And it's the war between the mind. Read there, Romans 8 and 6.
For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Those are the two minds. See, people don't believe that the carnal mind is death, but it is. The carnal mind only is concerned with the things that you can taste, see, and touch and all that, right? And we know this stuff is corrupted. And if you're dependent on that, most people, if you ask them why do they go to the places they go, and you're going to get a carnal answer, not a spiritual answer, right? You're going to get an answer that really don't make no sense. If we was to do and ask everybody, why do you go to the temple or why do you go to the church or the place, it will not be a spiritual answer. It's going to be some carnal answer, right? A lot of people miss God because they're carnal minded. They'll look at the building or the person that he's using, right, because they don't like the way they dress, they don't like the way they talk, and they'll miss the package. But see, the biggest battle is with you. You got a battle between your carnal mind and your spiritual mind. Which one of them are you going to let rule? That's going to dictate your life, whether you have life or death in your life. And a lot of people are looking for, I guess, magic or something. But here go the magic. What are you thinking on? What are you meditating on? Read on now.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against God. For it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be.
So all your carnal thoughts is actually an enemy to the Creator. But we don't think so, right? If you don't believe me, the world says, do as you please, right? Long as you don't violate their law, right? But they'll have you violating Yahweh law every day. But there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because you're not violating man's law. And see, and that's the problem. There's this new saying, do as you will, right? People really, I'm telling you, you can do that. But the Bible and the scripture, it's no lie, because he said the soul that sinneth shall surely die. I'm talking about your soul, right? I'm talking about the real you that you do not know nothing about. That's what you put up on and put on the roulette table every time you do. Every time you're gambling with your life, every time you go into a carnal thought, because it's going to kill your soul. It's going to cause your soul to be attached to stuff that it ain't got no business to be attached to. Me and Tony was talking about this, right? Your feelings and emotions have been contaminated since the fall in the garden, right? So why should you listen to something that's contaminated? That's just like somebody giving you some gas and telling you it's water, and you keep drinking it like you are going to survive. It's like when we tell children, hey, you need to eat fruits and vegetables, right? But all they want to eat is candy and junk food. It's called junk food for a reason, because it has no substance, nothing in it. That's how the carnal mind is. The carnal mind has no substance. It's like eating junk food all day, and that's all you concerned with. That's why we have to get rid of it. The Bible gives you the spiritual mind, what you should be thinking on, what you should be saying, and what you should be doing. But we don't like that, because most of us don't like to follow instructions. We don't want to be instructed. We want to do what we want to do. And I was telling them, using my dog as an example, the new puppy, I said, you can't let that puppy do what he want to do. You got to train him. It's just like us. We got to train our minds. We got to set our mind and say, look, I'm not going to have this carnal mind, because this carnal mind is going to keep me away from the Creator. The scripture also said, draw nigh to me and I'll draw nigh to you, right? So if Yahweh tells you a carnal mind is against him, why would you want to keep that? Why would you want to be a distance from him? All so you can get along with everybody else, so you can be with the in crowd and be like them, right? Instead of being the individual that he made you to be. Each one of us that sit in here, Yahweh has a specific thing that he created each one of us for. And it's up to us to find out that purpose. Nobody else. And if you don't seek after it, guess what? Nobody's going to seek after it for you. See, we think it's all in because we be all the commercials. Go to Valley Rock College. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this to get a career, right? After you get that career, after you get the house, after you get the cars, what is it? What is it? Because Solomon said, now Solomon now, if we want to be carnal minded, Solomon was the richest man ever in the world. Kings from all over the world came and brought treasures to him to hear his wisdom, right? Solomon had all the fine gold, all the women, all that stuff. And guess what Solomon said at the end of the day? It was vanity and vexation of the spirit. And he said the whole duty of man, which is talking about male and female, is to fear and serve Yahweh. Do you know fear and serving Yahweh will get you everything in life, right? See, we think that we got to go and work and toil and work and work. I know a lot of people, retire from jobs and it didn't do them no good because they still had to go back to work. So what were you working for? What was your goal? What was your agenda? Most of us are working to satisfy our flesh. And your flesh is you can't satisfy your flesh. It's like a bottomless pit. I don't care, the more you get, it's not going to be satisfied. Our job, this is what a spiritual mind is to kill the flesh. Destroy the way that the flesh thinks. Destroy the ideas of the flesh because that is against you. Man is a spirit. But we too busy looking in the mirror because we can't see the real us. So we kill the real us every day. We be killing the spiritual man. We be drowning them, poisoning them. And when we do this, right, and we be wondering, and soon as the bottom fall out, what did everybody do? Who do they holler out to? They holler out to God, though. And they do this. Read on the next scripture there.
So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh.
What? Those that are in the flesh cannot what?
Please Yahweh.
So if you try to please Yahweh by fleshly acts, right? Fleshly things, what did they say? That's not so, right? We can do all the good works we want to. We can feed the homeless. We can clothe them. We can do all these things. But if we're doing these things according to the flesh, we are not pleasing Yahweh. But you know what I was telling some people? While all these so-called Christians, they got the Dove Awards and everything, it's like they're trying to be like the world. Because the number one thing he says is in Matthew the 6th chapter, he said, now if you whatever you do, if you do it before men and get applause, you have received your reward. See, we better be careful about a lot of things. When people boast and brag about what they done, they didn't receive their reward. They don't have no reward that's coming from the kingdom now. They just have this reward that's nothing. See, my reward, I want it to come from the kingdom, not from man. Because men, anything that a man gives you, he can take it back. He'll want it back. What we call them Indian givers. But we should call them European givers, not Indian givers, because that's a real stain on Indians. But it wasn't the Indian, it was the fork-tongued devil who was really the one who done that. Come with so-called gifts that were full of poison. They gave the Indians poison blankets full of pox and all types of sickness and disease. They brought plagues to this land where it was none. See, we have to be careful. This is why you cannot be in a carnal mind. Because guess what? A carnal mind would say, as soon as you see something say free, every Negro in the world goes to running. And I'm telling you, ain't nothing free. It's a trap. But your carnal mind say, that's good. I'm going over there. That's free. I'm going to get there. Not knowing what's attached to it is going to kill you, destroy you, and really pacify you to what's really going on. And that is what's wrong with the church now. That's why the miracles are not there like it used to be. because people are carnal minded. They're looking for a big building. They're looking for cameras. They're looking for all types of things. And nobody is seeking the kingdom no more. See, because they think the kingdom is based on what you got, what you can see. I'm telling you, if you believe that, you have been fooled. We need to wake up. We need to get back to being spiritual minded. Black people was the most spiritual people in the world. Now I talk to more black people who believe in more things other than the Creator than I have ever seen in my life. I'm trying to figure this out.
Scary.
And I'm saying, how did they get like that? Because they're taking on the other gods that they have been among and been around. And it's no lie. When the white man gave the black man that Bible, he gave him that Bible to put him in bondage. He did not give him that Bible to free him. I'm not going to sit back and lie. And that's what he did it for. And we have to be careful now. But what he didn't know, inside of the word, is freedom. He didn't figure that out. He didn't know that. Because as long as he could dictate and tell you what he wanted to do, that's what most preachers do now. I see a lot of people who do that.